So even I uploaded all the videos from beginning onwards today only. You just refer it. Okay. Yesterday we have seen working with ordered lists, unordered lists, definition lists. Okay, and even we started with working with the tables, right? So table, when you're saying table, it is having some rows and columns. It is just like MS Excel, right? A table is just like MS Microsoft Excel. If you see Excel, if you see Excel, right? Now, if you see this Excel is having number of rows and columns, and you can say this is table. If you take this is a table, right? And these are called as rows, and these are called as a rows. Okay, these are called as a rows, and this is called as columns, right? And the data is what here cell. Okay, so that's the reason here we are trying to use how many tags here, number of tags. Now table is there, and the table row, and this table data is to represent cell data. This table data is to represent which one? Cell data. Each cell data, you are representing it by using which tag? TD. So this tag represents what here? Table data, which is nothing but cell data. Now table is having some properties. Table is having some properties or attributes. Okay, table is having some properties or what? Attributes. Now, what are the properties or the attributes of a table, right? Now, this is properties, or same thing you can call it as attributes. Properties or attributes of what? Table. Now, table is having some attributes. What are the attributes is? Okay, suppose, so in the last class we have seen, like there is a, what is that here? Sorry. So we have seen a table, and what is that value here? Border. So there is an attribute called which one? Border. So border is an attribute which define the border of the table. The border of the table, right? Yes. Now table also have other attributes called, there is also having other attributes. Now actually these attributes related with the rows and what is that? Columns, right? So there is other attributes called which one? Row span. There's an attribute called row span, and there is an attribute called which one? Column span. Let us talk about this. Row span, and one more is what? Column span. Row span and column span. So what is the meaning of this row span? What is the meaning of row span and column span? Just here. What is the meaning of row span and column span? For example, assume that, for example, I want to create a table like this. I want to create a table like this. So I want to create a table like this where, okay, there is some two columns are there. There's a two columns here. The first column is a name. First column is a name. And second column is what here? Subjects. First column is a name, and second column is what here? Subjects. First column is a name. I've just given the name as a, assume that the name is what here? Naresh. Name is a Naresh. Name is what here? Naresh here. Name is a Naresh. Okay, and having number of subjects. So there is a subject one. There is a subject one. There is a subject one which marks are some 40. And there is a subject two whose marks are some 50. And there is a subject 3. There is a subject 3 whose marks are what here? 60. Now, if you see this, okay, if you see this, this is one row. Actually, this is Naresh is one row. And subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. How many rows? 3 rows. Naresh is one row. And subject 1, subject 2, subject 3 are how many rows? 3 rows. Right? 3 rows. Naresh is one row and subject 1, subject 2, subject 3 are what? 3 rows. But Naresh should occupy how many rows here? 3 rows. Right? Naresh should occupy how many rows here? 3 rows. Now this is subject 1 and this is subject 2 and this is what? Subject 3. Now it means you are trying to use what here? A row span. You are trying to use what here? A row span. And row span equal to what here? 3. Row span equal to what here? 3. Because you are trying to put all this in how many rows here? 3 rows. Okay, you are trying to put all this in how many rows here? 3 rows. Then you are saying row span equal to what? 3. Suppose next name is a Suresh. Name is a Suresh. And then I'm saying here subject 1. Okay, I'm saying here subject 1. Subject 1 is a 60 and there is a subject 2. And subject 2 is a 90 and there is a subject 3 and the subject 3 is what here? 80. Subject 1 is a 60 and there is a subject 2 which is a 90 and there is a subject 3. What is the subject 3 here? 80. Ring on it. Okay. Yes. Now this is called as which one here? Row span. Row span. This is called as a row span. Let us see this. How to use this row span here. So example of row span this. Okay. This is an example of no row span here. So HTML. So I'm just writing here header and there is a title. Okay, table example. There's a title, table example. And I try to close what again? Header. Then I just use body. And I just apply the color. Then next is table. Table. Some border equal to some 3. And table row. And table heading. What is a table heading here? Name. And the table heading. The table heading here, subjects. Table row and table heading is what? Subjects. Then again table row. So table row and having how many cells here? 2 cells. So the first one is name and second one is what? Subjects. First one is a name and second one is a subjects. Right? So then I close here table. And I close the body. Then I close what here? HTML. So this is table tester 2.html here. Yes. Now I try to open this in the browser now. Now here table created with a name. Table created with the name and what is that? Subjects. Table created with the name and subjects. So if you want this table to be center aligned, then I try to use what here? Center. I want center align, then I try to use what here? Center. Yes. Now this table is what here? Center align, right? Okay. Then after this, I want to create name and subject. Okay, then second row, table row, and then I'm saying table data. Table data. What is the table data here? Name. What is the name here, Naresh? So this is nothing but cell. Table data. Okay, now what is this here? Subject 1. Okay, now table data. What is this here? Subject 2. Yes, this here. Table data, subject 1. This is a subject 1 marks. I just write this is subject 1 marks and this is subject 2 marks. There is a subject 1 marks and there is what here subject 2 marks. I just use here table row. So what will happen if I run this? What will happen if I run this? Now you get like this. So narration, there is a subject 1 is 50 and subject 2 is what here 60. Okay, but I want this should be in what next row of the same row, right? Then what you do it? You go for which one? Row span. You try to use which one here? Row span. You try to use row span, not break. You try to use what here? Row span. Row span. Row span equal to what here? 2. Span. Sorry. Okay, row span. Okay, row span equal to what here? 2. So what happened? Row span. Naresh, row span equal to 2. Oh, let's see this. Yeah, this is column span. Row span means it should come below, right? So row span equal to 2 here. What happened? Why is not coming? Subject 1. Now this cell should come here, right? So that is spanning. That is called as spanning. Yeah, coding mistake only. It's a coding mistake only here. So TD, Naresh, and subject 1. Table row. That's a row span. So it's a row span only. What happened? Space. Why I'm getting a space? So we'll take another row. Yeah, 1 minute. Row span. So this is one row span. Now table data actually, row span equal to 2. Oh, no, it's a table data attribute only. This row span is an attribute of table data only. So one cell, okay, one cell you are trying to span it. One cell you are trying to span it. Okay. So we'll take another row. So table row and TD. So again, I'm saying row span equal to 2. And the name of this is Suresh. And again, I'm saying subject 1. Okay, again, I'm saying subject 1. And there is a subject 1, which is some 70. So stable data. And there is another subject 2, which is 80. And table data. And I just close table row. Yes. Yeah. So this is coming, right? Okay. Yes. Yes. So this is a table row. Okay, table row. So this is a beginning and this is the end of the table row, right? So no confusion here. Subject 1, subject 2. Yeah, actually, row span is used in this tag, TD tag, where we use here TD. Okay. I don't know what's the mistake I did here. Yeah. So row span, I said row span equal to 2, right? Yes. Now this is one row. Okay. Yes. Somewhere mistake, right? This is a table row and table row. Yes. Okay, I'll just write again this. 1 minute. I'll write again this table row. This is one row. Let us write again. Okay, let us write again. It is not like a simple table, right? So there is a name and subjects. See, what I want to do is, I want to create like this. Naresh is there, and Naresh is a table data. This is one cell, right? Okay, this is one cell. Cell means, now this is a row. Okay, this is a row and this is having table data. What is the data you have? Naresh. What is the data you have? Naresh. Okay, now it means this is one cell. And if I'm writing again TD and TD and subject 1, what is this? This is another cell. TD, and if I'm saying subject 2, okay, if I'm saying TD subject 2, 60, right? Now this is another cell. It means one row is having how many columns here? 1, 2, and 3. One row is having how many columns here? 3 columns. One row is having how many columns here? 3 columns. Just see, it look like this. But actually my table is having how many columns here? 2 columns. But this row is having how many columns here? 3 columns. It means I should put subject 2 equal to 16 to what? Next row. Okay, subject 2 equal to 16 to what? Next row. That is called as row span. That is called as which one? Row span. Row span. How many rows here? 2 rows, right? So TD, that is what you are writing it. Okay, TD, what I'm saying, TD, row span. TD row span equal to what here? 2. Row span equal to what? 2. This is what you have to do it. Then what will happen? This particular cell occupies how many rows here? 2 rows. That is the meaning of it. This particular cell occupies how many rows here? 2 rows. So that is what I'm not getting, right? Naresh. TR table row. Oh, so this is table row. 1 minute. It's a simple one, I don't know. Write another TD. Refresh. It's a simple one. Why I'm not getting this? Okay, what I'll do is, let us see one more row. I'll create it. Table row and table data. Now just I try to create another row here. See, this is one row. This is one row which contain. This is one row which contain, yes, 2 columns. And this is again another row which is having table data. Table data, and again I'm saying row span. Row span equal to what again? 2. And the name of this person is Suresh. And there is a table data. Okay, table data, there is a subject 1. There is a subject 1 which is 90. And there is a subject 2 which is some 80. Subject 1 is 90 and subject 2 is what? 80. So this is table row. Okay, yes, very simple. But so this is a Naresh only taken. So what is the meaning of this is? Okay. So what is the meaning of this is? See the output. We have done one simple mistake here. Now Naresh is taken how many rows here? 2 rows. But here subject 1 is 1 row and subject 2 is what? Another row. Subject 1 is 1 row and subject 2 is what? Another row. What I have to do now? What I have to do? I have to write this as a simple. What I have to do is I have to write in simple thing. This is what here? Table row. This is 1 row, right? This is 1 row. This row is having how many rows here? 2 rows. So that is subject 1 is 1 row and subject 2 is what? Another row. Can I write here table row? Can I write here table row? Okay, table row. This is another row. Just I remove this. This is another row. I just remove this. Okay. Yes. Now there is a name. What is the name here? Naresh. And this is subject 1 and this is what? Subject 2. Okay, now. So what you are trying to do here is, see, is simple mistake. Okay. So it is having how many columns here? 2 columns. The first column is name and second column is what? Subjects. Okay, then I'm saying TD, table row span equal to 2. I said this cell will take how many rows here? 2 rows. And there is a Naresh. Okay. And Naresh and subject 1 is what? 50. Subject 1 is 50 and there is another row. But this row comes under which one? First row only. This row comes under which row? First row only. Okay. So table row subject 2 equal to what here? 60. Table. Okay. Subject 2 equal to what? 60. Yes. You have to represent it as another row. Again, I'm saying table row and table data. Table data. Again, I'm saying row span. Again, I'm saying row span equal to what is that here? 2. And the name is Suresh. What is the name here? Suresh. And this row is having 2 columns. First column is a Suresh and second column is what? Subject 1. Second column is a subject 1 with the value this. I close this table row and there is another row. What is it? Another row here? Subject 2 with the value what? 90. And this table row and this table is having one column. But this one column is a part of same row or different row? Same row. Now I'm saying here subject 2 and what is the value of subject 2 here? 90. And then table row. And this is how you need to create with the row span. Row span. So combining the cells. Now you can see Naresh, subject 1 is 50 and subject 2 is what? 60. And Suresh, subject 1 is 50 and subject 2 is what? 90. Okay. So if you want to merge row, 2 rows as a part of 1 row, then go for which one here? Row span. See here, TD row span, how many rows here? 2 rows. See the output here. Just try to see the output here. So this is the output. This row is having how many rows here? 2 rows. Anyway, this is 1 row. 1 row is having Naresh and subject 1. And the second row should be as a part of the same row or not? Yes. So because of that, I said here row span equal to 2 and Naresh and subject 1 is the first row and subject 2 is what here? Second row. And row span equal to 2 and Suresh and subject 1 is the first row and subject 2 is what? Second row of the same row or not? Yes. So that is nothing but merging as one cell. Ring honor. So that you can call it as row span. That is called as a row span, right? I think you understood this code, row span. This code you understood, right? Okay. I just copy it. I said, no, there is a simple mistake. There's a simple mistake, right? But identifying that mistake has taken some time, right? Okay. So this is an example here. So I said, no, where it is useful means, I said, no, these are very much useful when you're developing. These are very much useful when you're developing menus. Okay, when you develop a menu, I mean, when you develop, what do you call it as tabular reports, or even it is useful when you're developing menus. When you're developing a menu also, you can do it by using which one here? Table, dashboards. If you want to develop a dashboard, you can develop a dashboard using what? Table. But table nowadays it is not preferable for developing what menus or dashboards. But you are trying to develop it by using what? Uh, Layouts. You'll try to use which one? Layouts, rather than using which one? Tables, right? And not only that, suppose if you take, for example, if you take anything like when you're generating a report, right? Suppose you fetch the data from database table. Okay, you fetch the data from database table. You may represent that entire table in the form of what? Table. You represent that entire table in the form of what? Table. Getting on nuts. Even if you are printing your, what do you call it as? For example, after reserving, suppose if you take railway reservation only. So is it printing is done in the form of table or not? Yes, which is having headings as well as what? Values. Now that is in the form of what again? Tables. So if you want to show the data in which format? Tabular format, then you try to use which tag here? Table tag. Now that is a row span. And next one is a column span. Column span. Column span. Now same thing if you say, I want column span. Column is, I want like this. I want like this. Okay, column span. This is a row span, right? Okay, dropping, down towards down. That is called as row span. Column span means I want to merge two columns. I want to merge two columns into how many columns? One column. See here. This is one cell, right? This is one cell. This is one cell is having how many rows here? 3 rows. This one cell is dropped to how many rows here? 3 rows. This is a 3 rows, but I want how many? I want what? Columns. I want in what here? Columns. Columns. Now this is called as which span here? Column span. Column span is, for example, there is a name. Okay, assume that there is a name again. There is a name again. There is a name. There is a name and having one column. What is that column here? Subjects. And I want, this is a name. This is a name. And here, subject 1. I want here, subject 1. Subject 1 equal to what? 60. And here, I want what? Subject 2. Subject 2 equal to what? 90. Okay, subject 1 equal to 60 and subject 2 equal to what? 90. It means it is only one row. It is only one row, but having how many columns here? 2 columns. Okay, but how many columns are there? See here. Name is one column and subjects is what? One column. And this one column is having how many columns here? 2 columns. That is subject 1 and what? Subject 2. Then I'll say call span. Column span equal to what? 2. Column span equal to 2. Now, here I am saying Suresh. Is the name of the student. Is the name of the student. But here you have only one column and that is span how many columns here? 2 columns. Now this is subject 1. Subject 1 is 90. There is a subject 2. There is a subject 1 and there is a subject 2. And what is the value of subject 2 is here? 80. This you can call it as which one here? Call span. So row span is there and one more is what? Column span. Suppose I want to develop like this. Let us see this example now. Let us see this example now. What is this? HTML. And there is a header and title. So table example. Table example. And this you can call it as title. And here I close the header. And this is a, so I define the color of it. Then this table. And there is a table headings. There's a table heading which is called as a name. Table heading is a name. And table heading is what here? Subjects. Table heading is a name and table heading is what? Subjects. This is one row. Table row. So table row. Table row and table row. So beginning of the row and this is the end of the row. Then table data. Table row and this is a table data. What is the name? Nourish. Table data. What is another one? Table data. And what is this here? Subject 1, which is some 60. There is another one, another column, that is subject 2 equal to what here? 70. Subject 2 equal to what again? 70. And this is a table row. And I close the table. I close the table and body, and even I close what here? HTML. So this is table test 3 dot, table test 3 dot HTML. But here, just try to see this one, border. Some table border is 2. So now this is a table. But here, name is one column, subjects is one column, and this is created as another column or not? Yes. But I want this column should be a part of the same column. Then what do you do it? You'll say table data. What is this? Where you write it? At subject 1 or in nourish? In nourish or subject 1? Suppose if I'm writing here column span, if I'm saying column span equal to what? 2. I said column span equal to 2. So what will happen? I try to define this, but it is moved to this or not? Yes. But actually this should be a part of which one? Subjects. This should be a part of which one? Subjects, right? Then what I'm saying is span. I just remove here column span. Can I put a column span here? Can I put a column span equal to 2 here? Column span equal to 2 here, and I just reload. This is what subjects, and subject equal to 60 and subject 2 equal to what? 70. But actually the subject 2 should be a part of the same column or different column? Same column. Then what do you have to do? This is one separate row? This is a separate row. You have to define this as a separate row as a part of same row. It should be defined as a separate row or a part of same row. Suppose here I'm writing a column span. I'm saying column span equal to 2. Will you find any difference here? When I wrote this, what is this name? Subjects. And this is taken as a different row or not? Yes. This is different column, but the subject should be come here, right? The subject should come here, but it's taken name and subjects as one column. It's taken name and subject as one column and taken as this value as what? Nourish. Okay, name and subject as one column and taken this value as what? Nourish. So what you have to do is now column span. What is this? This is subjects, right? This is a subjects. What you have to do is so you have to take subjects as one column, right? Subjects as one column. Then what you have to do is you have to take which row? Subjects is one column, right? Subjects is one column, is a separate column, right? See, if I'm not taking, just try to understand. If I'm not using a column span, how I'm getting it? I'm getting like this. Name is one column and subjects is what? Another column, right? But name is having nourish, fine. Okay. But subjects is having how many columns here? 2 columns. Subject should have how many columns here? 2 columns. But subjects is having how many column here? 1 column. But it should have how many columns here? 2 columns. Then this should be split into how many columns here? 2 columns. Then what do you have to do it? You will write a table data. If I'm writing table data here, if I'm saying table data equal to column span, if I'm writing table data equal to column span, see here, column span equal to 2. Column span equal to what? 2. What will happen in this case? Or if I'm writing here, assume that. If I'm writing here column span, if I'm writing here column span equal to 2, remaining column should be as a part of one column or not? Yes. But see here, these two columns are one column. Is taken as narration or not? Is it this is correct or wrong? Wrong. Because here subject should be here, right? Where is the subject? Subject should be here. It means this column span is used with the narration or subjects. Subjects. It is used with what? Subjects. Now I'm saying column span. Column span equal to what here? 2. Column span equal to what here? 2. Column span equal to 2. Column span equal to 2. Now you can see subjects is having how many subjects here? 2 subjects. But is it separate column? Is it this is a separate column having 2 columns? Is it 2 columns or not? Because is it this is center? It is not a center, right? It means this is only one column having how many columns here? 2 columns. You can see here. You can see here. Otherwise, you find the difference, right? Otherwise, you find the difference. This is one column and this is one column. And this one column is having how many columns here? 2 columns. That is subject 1 and one more is what? Subject 2. So don't think that you have to take this as another row, right? Will you take this as another row, table row? This is another row, table row. I close this table row and table data. This is column span. See here, is it taken as separate row or not? Yes, but this should be as a part of same row or different row, same row. Then you should not take as a separate row. You have to take as a part of same row, but you need to define the column span as which one here? 2. You have to define the column span as how many columns here? 2 columns. Now subjects is having how many subjects here? 2 subjects. 2 subjects. In the same way, I try to take one more row. Table row and table data. What is the name of this? Suresh. Okay, table data. What is this here? Column span. Column span. Column span equal to what here? 2. Column span equal to 2. And here I'm writing subject 1. Here I'm writing a subject 1 which is equal to 90 and TD. Here there is a subject 2. There is a subject 2 where I'm writing 99. Now I just close the table row. This is a second row. You can see in Suresh, and this is subject 1. And what is that? Subject 2. Is it these are 2 different columns or not? Yes. These are 2 different columns, but part of which one? Subjects only. These are 2 different columns, but the part of which one? Subjects only. We'll try to add one more column and see a so table heading. This is having which one? Total. This is another column. What is that another column you have? Total. Total is another column, but here total is another column, but I taken total as another column. Just here. This is subject 1, subject 2. Yes. Is it this subject 1 and subject 2 as a part of which column? Subjects. Subject 1 and subject 2 is a part of which column again? Subjects. That can be done by using which one here? Column span. So column span is merging 2 columns under one column. Merging 2 columns under what? One column. Merging 2 columns under what? One column. That can be done by using which one? Column span. Column span, right? We'll just copy this code here. See, these are 2 things what we are doing it. Row span and one more is what? Column span. Yes. Yes, you can align it, right? Yes, you can align it. Alignment option is there. Using alignment, you can do the alignment of table content. Using alignment, you can align the table content. You can align the table content by using an option called alignment, right? Yes. Column span. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you can write like this also. Here you can put table here. This one. Yes. Yes. That is. So actually, yeah. Now suppose just here. Suppose here column span actually here. 1 minute. This is one column span. So how many columns this column should have here? Two columns. Now you can see subjects. This is subject one, subject two, and this is subject one and subject two. So is it both the columns are under one column or not? Yes. Now that can be done by using which one? Column span. Yes. You are not telling from that time, right? Right. So now what you can do is you can add one more header here. Now this is TH, and this column is which one here? Total. This is another column which is called as a total. So one column you are trying to divide into a number of columns. Now this is a name and this is a subjects. Having how many columns here? Two columns. This is subject one, subject two. This is subject one and subject two. Now this is which one here? Total, right? Yes. But we are trying to use this subjects into how many columns here? Two columns. Now that is a mistake we did. Rather than the subjects we are dividing into two, right? But rather than the subject column, you're trying to divide into how many columns? Two columns. The subjects column you're trying to divide into how many columns? Two columns. Now for that, I used here column span equal to what here? Two. But in the previous case, I tried to divide the subjects into how many columns? Two columns. But this subject column you're trying to split into how many columns? Two columns. So there is a difference, right? There is a difference between dividing into a two columns. There's a difference into dividing into what? Two columns. Now this column you are trying to divide into how many columns here? Two columns. But this row, if you want to divide into two rows, then you are trying to use what? Row span. Now Naresh, you want to split into two rows, then use row span. Suresh, you want to divide into two rows, then use what? Row span. So in this, you have how many columns here? Two columns, but total is another column, right? We'll just copy this. So maybe that is a mistake. Because there I try to divide subject one into two columns, but actually you have to divide subjects into how many columns? Two columns, not subject one. Not subject one, but which one you should divide? Subjects into two columns, right? Not subject one, but you have to divide subjects into how many columns? Two columns. So you have to use a column span there. Which one? First column. The first column itself, you have to use column span. because this column you are trying to divide into how many columns? 2 columns. And this row you are trying to divide into how many rows? 2 rows. Now, whenever you create a row, that row will be added as a part of same row. Okay, it is added as a part of same row. Suppose I want to create like this. Okay, let us see with one complex thing. So I want to create like this. There is a name. So there is a name here. There is a name here. Okay, this is a name. And what these are here? Subjects. So there is a subjects. Okay, there is a subjects. Okay, there is a name and there is a subjects. And here, assume that here you have a result. Here you have a result along with. So there is a name. Name is Naresh. And there is a subject 1. There is a subject. There is a subject 1, which is some 90. And there is a subject 2, which is 80. And result, in the result, I want to display 2 things. In result, I want to display 2 things. One is the total. I want to display how many things here? 2 things. One is the total. Total I want to display. And even I want to display which one? Grade. So here, it is having how many columns in this? It is having how many columns in this? 2 columns. Here there is a result is having 2 columns. And subjects is having how many rows? 2 rows. So result is having 2 columns and subject is having how many rows? 2 rows. Now result is split into how many columns? 2 columns. And this name is split into how many rows? 2 rows. Okay. And there is another one. Okay. Assume that there is a Suresh. There is one more row. What is this row here? Suresh. And here 2 subjects again. There is a subject 1. There is a subject 1 and there is a subject 2. There is a subject 1 and there is a subject 2. So there is a subject 1 and subject 2. And there is again what? Total. There is again total and one more is what? Grade. So there is again one more value which is called as a grade. Now this is having how many columns here? 2 columns. So I want to develop this. So I want to develop this. So I want to develop this. I want to develop this. So what I'm doing it, I'm writing here HTML, and there is a head, and I'm using a title. Now this is table example. This is table example. I close the table, and I try to close which one? Header. And then I take the body, some color of this, and then table border. Table border is some 2, table row and table heading. What is the first one? Name. Table heading is a name. And table heading, what is the second one? What is the second one? Subjects. Table heading. What is the third one? Third column is what? Result. Third column is what? Result. And this result is having how many columns? 2 columns. Then I have to use what? Call span. Equal to what? 2. And close the table row. Then table row. What is the first one? Table data cell. And this is what here? Row span. Okay, row span equal to what? 2. And this is the name of the person. What is the name of the person here? Naresh. What is the name of the person here? Naresh. This is having another column. What is that here? Subject 1. What is the subject 1 here? 60. What is the subject 1 here? 60, right? Then there is another. See, what are you writing? Table data, subject 1 equal to what here? 60. Subject 1 equal to 60. Now, again, if I'm saying table data, is it this table data belongs to what? Is it this table data belongs to what? Is it this is a, see, name is a first column, subject 1 is a, name is a first column, subject 1 is a second column. Name is a first column, subject 1 is the second column. Then there is a third column, right? What is the third column here? Result. Third column is what here? Result. What is the third column here? Result. See here, third column is a result, and where I'm saying total, this is the third column or not? Is it this is the third column or not? Yes, total. I'm just giving a total, random total I'm giving. I'm not calculating the total. I'm not calculating the total. Now again, I'm saying table data, and I'm just writing here grade. What is a grade? Grade, I give the grade value as what here? A. Now this is table data. Then I close table row. I close table row. See, this is one row. I close table row, and then I close table also. I close table and I close body, and even I close what? HTML. Now just here, table test, some 4.html. Yes, closing table. Table test 4. But are we define the subject to? Are we define the subject to or not defined? Are we define the subject to or not defined? Now this is table border equal to 2, and the table header name subjects th call span equal to 2, and this is a result. And I close the table row. I close the table row. Yes. Yes. I close the table row, and there is another table. Yeah, this is a row, and I said row span equal to 2 and nourish. There is a subject 1 is 60. Table data total equal to 3. And table data grade equal to what here? A. Yes. Table border, where we table row, table row, table row, and table row. You have to check one by one, right? Okay. Call span, row span, yes. Yes. Which tag? Where is this? Title. Oh, title. Sorry. Lot of mistake. So that's the reason you have to use what? IDs. So name is Naresh and subject is subject 1 is 60. Result total is 300 and grade is what here? A. But we have to define subject 2 or not? Yes. Subject 2 is another row, right? This is what? Table data, which is cell, and this is subject 2, which is some 90. Okay, this is another row here. This is another row here. This is another row, but this row is a part of same row or different row? Same row, right? So when you open this, now you can see name is Naresh and subjects. Subject 1 is 60 and subject 2 is what? 90. The result is total is 300 and grade is what? A, right? Yes. You can give it, no problem. You can give row span, but I try to use column span because the result should contain 2 columns. First column is total and second column is what? Grade. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, no problem. You can apply row span to the total and grade. No problem, yeah. You can apply it. See, that is the way how you think you write it. The way how you think, you write it. So there is no rule like you have to write only in this way. Can we use row span in result 2 column also? Yes. Yeah. No problem. You can use it. No problem. You can use it. Tribhuvan. You can use it. Okay. No problem. See, you have to understand the concept first. That's all. Okay. Now you want to merge columns or you want to split columns? You want to merge columns, then use a column span. If you want to merge rows, then use what? Row span. If you want to merge columns, then use column span. If you want to merge rows, then use what? Row span. That's it. Okay, now this is the output of it. Yeah. So I've taken only one student, but you can take number of students. I've taken only one student, but you can take what number of students. I've taken only one student, but you can take number of students here, right? So this is about row span, and one more is what? Column span. Row span and column span. But even you can do the alignment. Alignment. Now, if you want to align the data within the table, you want to align the data within the table, right? Now, within the table, you want to align the data. Now, suppose HTML. See, writing this heading is not compulsory, but it is good practice to write header. It is a good practice to write what here? Header. So this is the background color of it, and the table border. Okay, then table row, and table data. Table data. So what I'm saying is table heading, which is some roll number, and table header name, table header, and there's one more which is called as a course. Now this is table row, and I close the table and the body, and then what? HTML. So this is table test 5 dot HTML here. Yes. Now what I'm doing is, yes. Now this is a roll number, name, and what is that? Suppose if you see this, data is there. Now table row, table data. Now roll number is 101, and table data name is, okay, some Ramesh Kumar, right? Name is Ramesh Kumar, table data, and the course is some Python language, like this. I've taken table data, and there is a table row, and here I close a row. Okay, yes. Now what I want is, now if you see this, so what is the default alignment here? Name is in the middle or not? Yes. And course is also in the middle. And the data flow is from left to, what is the data flow here from left to right? So this alignment is left or not? Yes. This alignment is what again? Left. This alignment is what again? Left. Okay. But this name is in the middle of the cell or not? Yes. So what is the default alignment of this? Middle. Center. Default alignment is what? Center. Can I change the alignment? Tell me, can I change the alignment or not? Suppose TH. Can I write here align? Align equal to which one? Left. I said align equal to left. Sorry. I said align equal to left. I just write here align equal to what? Left. Now where is the name at? Left side. Okay. Where is the name at? Left side. Align equal to left. Can I change this alignment? Can I change this alignment? Align equal to what again? Right. I just said align equal to which one? Right. Align equal to right. So this is which alignment? Right alignment. Just here. But what is the default alignment of these headings? What is the default alignment of these headings? Center. Headings are always which alignment? Center. But the data is from left to right. But I want this 101 roll number in the center. I want this 101 roll number in the center. Then can I say align? Align equal to what? Center. I just said align equal to center. So where I want this roll number should be which aligned here? Center alignment. Yes, the data is in the middle. Okay, here this heading is left. This heading is what? Right. But this heading is in the middle or not? Yes. So the default alignment of headers are in what? Center. But if you want to change the alignment, you can use the attribute called which one? Align. Can I give the color of each cell? Can give the color of each cell? Each cell color, can I give it? Yes. I'm just writing here background color. I'm using a background color. Okay, background color. Sorry. So, but see here, we are applying all this individually, right? Background color, alignment. Okay, all this we are applying what? Individually. Instead of applying all this individually, when you go for CSS, you can create one style. You create one style. That style contain what? Background color. That style contain what? Font color. That style contain what? Font size. That style contain what? Alignment. You put everything in one style and apply that style. So styles are reusable. Reusable styles you create, which can be used either in one program, one web page or more than one web page. So maintaining your web page becomes what? Very easy by using which one? CSS, right? But here we are applying everything individually, right? We are applying align separately, background separately. If you want to change the background, you have to change it separately. Or if you want to apply the same background to number of headings, you have to repeat the same thing again and again. If you want to change the background color, you have to change the background color how many times? Number of times. Then maintenance becomes what? Complex. Because of that, you put all this inside one style. Cascading style sheets. That is CSS stands for what? Cascading style sheets. So maintaining your things becomes what? Very easy, right? Wrap the table content. What is that? What do you mean by wrapping table content? I didn't get. What is wrapping? Merge. Wrap means what here? I didn't get. Means moving to the next line. Okay. Word text wrapping. You're talking about text wrapping. Are you talking about text wrapping or what? Text wrapping can be done. Yes. Now this is what here? Background color. This is which color? Background color. Background color, right? This is background color. Now can I define the background color for each cell I can give? Each cell I can give. Can I give the background color for the row? Directly. Can I give the background color for the row? Yes. I'm saying here background color of the row. So directly I give the background color of which one? Row. Row background color. This is row background color, and you can give the background color for individual cells. If it is a row background color, you will use table row background color. If it is individual cells, then you can give here. Each cell you can give background color. Background color equal to some, what is that here? I just put here green. Okay, background color equal to some green like that. You can apply to what? Individual cells. This background color you can apply to what? Individual cells, right? You can apply to individual cells, or you can apply to what? Complete row. You can apply to what here? Complete row. So I just give background color equal to some pink like that. Okay. Yes. Yes. You can see roll number, name, and one more is what? Course. Right? Can I change the font of this? Yes. Even you can change the font. Right? Okay. So this is another example. This is another example of table alignment, background, alignment and background colors. Alignment and background colors. Right? Okay. Then next one is, can I write a table inside a table? Can I write a table inside a table? Yes. Can I write a table inside a table? Yes. Can I create tables inside a tables? Yes. So that you can call it as nested tables. Can you write a table inside a table? Yes. But where you write that table as a table data? This nested tables is nothing but nested tables are nothing but nested tables are nothing but representing table as a representing table within representing table within what cell. Okay, representing table within cell or representing table as a table data. Representing table as what? Table data. Representing table as a table data. Okay. Yes. So that can be called as what? Here nested tables. Nested tables. Just try to understand this same thing. If you see this same thing, right? You are using a row span and one more is what? Column span. Okay. Instead of using this as a row span and column span, can I insert one table here? Instead of using a row span and column span, can I insert one table inside a cell? Can I insert one table inside a cell or not? Yes, I can insert one table inside a cell. I can insert one table inside a cell. Okay. Now this is HTML. Okay. HTML. Yes. Title. Table example. Table example. So there is a beginning of the head and there is a close. Why table always I'm getting, right? Title. Yes. So I use here table and table heading. So table heading is, what is a table heading? Some roll number is a table heading. Roll number is a table heading. And there is another table heading which contain roll number and personal details. Personal details is there. Yes, table heading. So this is a table row, beginning of the table row and end of the table row. So yes, table border. Table border equal to 2. See, one thing you have to understand, one thing you have to understand here is HTML means most of the people what they will do is they don't write the code live. Live coding, they don't do it. What they will do, pre-written code will be there. They just open it, explain one by one, execute it. Getting or not? So even that I can do it. Okay. I can write everything before the class. I can write everything before the class. When the class starts, I just open it and read one by one. I can just open it and read one by one. Okay, read one by one. I can open it and read what one by one. That I can do it. Okay, so that, but that will not be more interactive, right? That will not be more interactive. That will not be more interactive, right? You may think that, you may think that अरे sir is already document open करके पढ़ रहे बोल के. Okay. So even anything, any language, like not only HTML or Django, any subjects. That is not actually, I don't teach like that. Any subject you take, suppose if I'm handling Java or anything, core Java or advanced Java, Python or anything, I don't open the documents and start reading it, right? So that is my problem. Okay. That is my problem. I don't read. I don't open the documents and start reading it. But rather than I try to type everything in the class only. I try to type everything in the class only. Every batch I'll type it. Every batch I'll type the documents. I can open all these documents. See, I can open these documents and I can read one by one. I can open these documents. All these are notes, right? So every class I used to tell this. I mean, I'll write it. Anyways, I write every program in the class. It is not like open the existing thing. Every program I'll write in the class. Everything I'll write in the class. Everything I'll write in the class. It is not like explaining the same notes again and again. Okay, so if that is the case, I can complete early, right? Because my job is only reading. Your job is listening. Yes or no? Okay, but generally I don't do like that. Any application also, I don't create any application and explain that. But rather than I develop application, I'll write the code, live coding, I'll write. So that's the reason it may take some time, but you will learn the subject, right? Okay. It may take some time, but you learn the subject. So rather than you may think like sir is just reading the documents. Okay. You may understand where you are doing a mistake also, right? Because say if you see table, we have done a lot of mistakes. That mistakes, even you can understand, right? Where you have done the mistake. Suppose if I write a program, so I try to execute that program, so that program will execute perfectly. Then what you learn in that, you don't learn anything. Where you have done the mistake, right? Even you have to know where the mistakes are. For that, you have to write the live coding. Yes or no? Okay? Yes. Okay. Now nested tables also you can do it. Nested tables also you can do it, right? Before this, I said I'll tell you how to install which one? VS Code, right? So we just see how to download this VS Code, and then we'll do from here nested tables onwards in VS Code, right? Yes. So VS Code, now you can download VS Code for Windows. You can download VS Code for what? Windows. You can download VS Code for any other operating system also. Okay? Yes. So I just write here VS Code. But see, when you're talking about VS Code, okay, VS Code can be, see, VS Code can be used for developing different types of applications, right? I can use a VS Code for writing Python programs. Yes. Is it VS Code for Python is exist or not exist? exists, right? So download VS Code, which is called as Visual Studio Code. Okay. Now you can find this for Windows 7, 8, 9, 10, as well as what? 11. So from where you can download? You can download this from this particular website. You can download this from this particular website. So my operating system is Windows. So I'm downloading Windows. If it is Linux, you download Linux. If it is a Mac, you can download Mac. So this is available in different styles like installer. Installer are in the form of which one? Zip. It is there in installer format as well as what? Zip. Now I'm trying to download installer. I'm trying to download which one? Installer. Yes, I'm trying to download installer rather than zip. So 64-bit. Oh, it's downloading on. So already downloaded. I'll just install this. So you can see, just try to read this Visuals VS Code. Visual Studio Code is a lightweight but powerful source code editor which runs on your desktop and is available for Windows, Mac operating system, and Linux. It comes with built-in support for JavaScript, TypeScript, and what? Node.js, and has a rich ecosystem for extensions of other languages like C++, C Sharp, Java, Python, PHP, and Go language, and runtimes such as .NET, and Unity. Okay. Yes. It means, suppose if you want VS Code for Python, right? VS Code for Python, you have to set only what? Environment. You have to set the environment. Means you have to use which version of Python translator, and that's it, right? But by default, it will provide support for all the things like it comes built-in support for JavaScript, TypeScript, as well as what? Node.js, right? Okay. Now this setup is downloaded. Just click on this and run this. Okay, run. Accept the agreement and click on next and click on again next. Okay. Yes. Click on what here? Next. And you want to create one shortcut. Yes. Create a desktop icon and just click on next again and install. Yes. Now installation is over, right? So it doesn't take much time. It doesn't take much time here. Now you can see the shortcut on the desktop. Now it's asking for the theme which you want to select it. Not a darker. See, all these are okay. All these are configurations. Okay. All these are configurations. Okay. So first thing what you have to do is go to the file. So you have so many options here. So there is an option called which one? New file. There's an option called which one? New file. Now, but here by default it can able to run what? The VS Code by default it is able to run what? See, run is there. Run option is there. But what is what is configured here? Nothing is configured here, right? Okay. Then we'll see in the next class, like how to configure this and how to execute your web page within VS Code, right? So, but actually there is no class tomorrow also. Okay. Next class will be there on Monday, right? But actually every Saturday you will have the class, because tomorrow I have a work because I'm on leave. Okay. So tomorrow there's no class, but next class will be there on Monday, right? So thank you. We'll see you on Monday again, right? Thank you. Not immediately. Monday you'll get it, Ravindra. Monday. Not now. Monday you'll get it. Okay.